I'm muted. There we go. Beautiful. Let's start all over again. So, it's going to be an interesting stream. We have a few protests going on. We have the Chalk Revolution going on in Slovakia against their government, who is pretty pro-Russian, and the citizens don't really like that. Then we have the protest against Orban and his government in Hungary. And then we have Cambodia-Thailand war. And one of the most recent news that just broke in just before I went live is the 2 US soldiers hit in Syria. And of course, there's some like really strong messaging coming from the Department of War and Jägermeister Hexet. So we have a really action-packed stream coming up. But we're starting with something a bit more lighthearted. Well, not that lighthearted because it is easily preventable. But there's a causation of like vaccine skepticism is starting to show in the US. And we can point the fingers straight towards the Department of Health when it comes to this.
Quarantined because of over 130 kids in South Carolina just got quarantined because of exposure to, wait for it, measles.
That is such a sad situation that the United States is at the moment. A disease that was deemed extinct because of vaccines is now popping his head again. Ozzy. Nope. Not showing anything. You're testing something, I can see.
Wasn't measles eradicated from the US ages?
Yeah, measles was eradicated from the US ages ago. But this is what you get when you put a former heroin addict, a person who has had maggots in his brain, irresponsible for the health of the United States.
Years ago? Yes. But now it's back. This year, the US is seeing the highest number of new cases since the early 90s. Measles is a highly contagious disease that can be deadly for kids. Vaccination against it is safe and highly effective. But vaccination rates among kindergarten kids in the US have been falling. Those kids in quarantine in South Carolina, all unvaccinated. And vaccine skepticism in the US could affect, well, all of us, especially when it gets political. Here's how. At least 95% of the population must be vaccinated to prevent outbreaks of measles. Currently, all 50 states and Washington, D.C. have vaccine mandates for kindergartens for the measles and other usual shots, but exceptions for non-medical reasons such as...
This is dumb. 100%. I don't understand why RFK Jr. wants to put kids in danger. If he had to sleep with 2 people which combined ages added up to 30. Have you tried coffee enema? No. Pech be tripping. What do you mean? Why are leftists always after kids? We're not after kids. You do realize that, like, it's RFK Jr. that decided to import even more vaccine skepticism to the US. That's the Mexican cartel. Their best customer are Democrats buying kids. You have proof of this. Of course you do. Why is Goofy considered a person and Pluto considered a pet when they're both dogs anyway? That is a good question. That is a really good question. Do you identify as a leftist, Alicia? I think so. A bit more. I think center leftist is probably the correct one. Hunter knows them. You do have proof, right? Documented facts from the words of the cartel member. Their best customers are Democrats. And you have proof, right? Well, at least Yeah, I have proof. Do you have the knowledge to figure out how wrong you are? Yeah. I haven't read into that. I've been so occupied with Trump being all over the Epstein files, so we all have different priorities. Go find out yourself. Of course, yeah. So that's your proof. Trust me, bro. Good. It might be the different in your neck of the woods, but the leftists in America are wild. Democrats buy kids. That's a wild and broad statement there. That's a wild and broad statement there. I don't think you have the proof of that Democrats buy kids. Do you support free Diddy way? Fuck no. I think Diddy should be in jail and stay there. Sick son of a bitch, to be fair. Go look it up. Mexican cartels exposing Democrats buying kids. It's simple, bro. Go look it up. Cool story, man. You do okay. I throw a counter to you. I'll look at that after the stream. Do you agree that Trump and Epstein were really good friends, and Trump is all over the Epstein files? What about the great noticing going on? The only thing that Epstein files had was all the Democrats who were his friends. Oh, and you're skipping Trump. Come on, let's not be that person. Democrats are there. Yeah, 100%. Every single Democrat that is on the Epstein files, they should get the same punishment as any Republican that's there. Anyone who's associated with Epstein, friends with Epstein, they should be ostracized, and they should never held any fucking power in anywhere. 100%. Both Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, Trump kicked Epstein out of his life decades later. Decades fucking later. Bro, people go to parties and they don't know. Decades fucking later. And let's not forget, Trump allegedly sucked Bill Clinton's dick, so. Or it might be a horse. That's one of the fucking greatest things coming from the Epstein files, if that's true. No. Clinton, Gates, those are Democrats, and those are big-name Democrats. All of them should be ostracized, denounced by the Democratic Party if they want to have any validity in political sphere anymore. Democrats should also take action amongst their own. I'm not a Democrat. I don't care. I want the victims to have justice, and the only way the victims can have justice is that anybody who's been friends with Epstein is held accountable. That includes Democrats and Republicans. And I can see that you fucking MAGA idiots can't even denounce Trump, which is hilarious. If there was any cold hard facts about Trump, even if like all the facts that are already there, like you don't even believe them because Trump said first it was a hoax. Then he said first he said that he's not there. He doesn't know Epstein that well. Then when we found out that he actually knows Epstein quite well, was in the flight logs, was in the files, fucking more photos with Epstein than anyone else. Then he said that it's a Democratic hoax. Then he said that Obama invented the whole thing. Then he said that the files didn't exist. But now we are revealing the files. So which one is it? Good morning, Status World. There is no Democrat or Republican. They are literally the same group of science chilling at Epstein Island. You look like a samurai. Hey, thanks. Who the hell cares? I think people are just jealous of money. I mean, I understand if you're okay with shilling and being a fan of a person who was friends with a sex trafficker and a pedophile. And a convicted felon, to be fair. I mean, we all have different morals. If that's okay with you, I understand. You have different morals than I. For example, if the cartel thing that one guy was talking about is true, that they are selling children to Democrats, I have no problem of like ostracizing Democrats. I think Trump is American trying to run the country best for America, where half of the people hate him, yet he still wants to do what's best. Is that the reason why he created an issue for the farmers, then again bailed them out? We saw what they did to Kennedy for going against them. What do you think they would do to him for exposing them all as pedos? Oh yeah, because Trump and Kennedy are the same thing. You look cool and always keep a smile. I try to do that. Sometimes it's hard.
Personal beliefs are now at an all-time high. And now?
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them.
Well, that's dumb. But then again, if they want to see children die, go for it. It's wild that people cheer for this and put children in harm's way willingly against a disease that was extinct from the US. And now they're deciding to bring it back. Maybe this is Make America Great, because measles used to be a thing back in like before the 90s. Wasn't Biden the one who messed up the farming because of alternate energy sources that are bleeding money? No. Trump did this in 2018. He put tariffs on China. China decided to go into trade war thanks to Trump. And Trump bailed the farmers in 2018 with $12 billion. He did now the same thing. So if you see any interviews from the farmers, China stopped buying American soy, which created that. Well, American farmers were screwed. Again, Trump bailed them for $12 billion. So this is the second time he's doing the same fucking shit. Trump and Kennedy, like all non-Jewish politicians in the past 80 years, are controlled by the extremely powerful Zionist canals. Kennedy went against them, and you can see what happened. Trump belongs to that group. He's never going to go against them, though. You know that. Ozzy has been summoned. There you go. They are the puppet master.
All of them.
It's not yet clear to what extent this will actually happen.
Trump is not the same, as he is completely subservient to them, but to be honest, going against them would have the same result as Kennedy.
He has shared misinformation about vaccines and questioned their safety, going against scientific research. Plus, he has defunded.
I'm taking a bit of a risk because I can see that YouTube is censoring all of the conversation about like Trump, Kennedy, Zionist, but I'm reading them. But I don't feel like that's worthy of censorship.
13% of its budget. So the US government is.
How do you think Biden's mental state is? He's one leg already in the grave. Do you think he was able to run for president again? Fuck no. No. Maybe like the first 6 months. I've stated this many times. The first 6 months of Biden's presidency, when Biden won 2020. Biden won 2020. When Biden won 2020, I know this is going to annoy a lot of MAGA people. When Biden won 2020, the first 6 months Biden was present, aware. But after that, no. The last 3.5 years of his presidency, it was a fucking clown show. But the funny thing is, I can admit that that was a clown show. Joe Biden should have never been president for that long, because his mental state wasn't there. But we are seeing the same mental declining, sundowning of a dementia patient at the moment. But for some reason, it's different. So even if he is not on the list, he has an existential reason to try and downplay it and not have it leaked under him. It's okay, Joe Biden's still in the big club. He's just in the closet for now. Your favorite anime? Oh, my favorite anime now. Okay, this is a discussion we need to have. Favorite anime? Based on what? You're a beautiful young woman. I'm not a woman, though. It's hard to pick one. I would need to pick Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball was my first anime that I really got into. I think I was like 6-7 years old, and I still watch Dragon Ball. I enjoy watching Dragon Ball now with my daughter. You must be German. I'm not German. Why is she still silent? Who? The video? Because I muted her. So, Dragon Ball was the first one. And I do think it's one of the greatest animes of all time. But then again, I'm a huge fan of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Huge fan of Death Note. Kenshin is a really good one. Kenshin is probably, arguably, one of the best ones, though, that I've watched. I'm a huge Kenshin fan. But then again, Ginga Nakareposhi Gin is also a really good one. R2-D2 Till I Die. Star Wars, eh? This is an anime that not that many know. Did they call you young? Yeah, they call me a young woman. Hello was from South Africa. What's up? How's it going? My Hero Academia. Funnily enough, I haven't watched My Hero Academia, Naruto, and Attack on Titan. Are you a furry? No. This is an anime about dogs hunting bears. And this is huge in the Nordic countries like Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And this is something that every single Finnish person has watched when they were like born in the 80s. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. Dragon Ball Z, 100%. Funny thing though, he was under orders. What's Dexter's Bro? It's big real. I like the short anime. Naruto is good. Dexter's Sopranos Breaking Back. You will forget all anime. No. I can. This is my opinion, but also facts. Anime is so much fucking better than live action TV series. Live action TV series are awesome, but they can't do what good old anime can do. Because anime can create such a vast story and character build without the restraints of budgets from Hollywood elites. Anime is fake cartoons. No, it's not. What's a good anime to watch? I think if you want to get into anime, you pick a short one like Hellsing, for example. Or Death Note would be great as well. Like if you want a short one. It depends what you want. I wouldn't necessarily start with One Piece. What do you think about Islam invading countries and ruining them, trying to implement their own laws? Name a country that has that. No European countries has Islamic laws. Is Rick and Morty technically an anime? It's technically, yeah, because anime is just a term for animation, so even though it's a style as well, but Rick and Morty is an animated TV series, and Rick and Morty is freaking awesome. I have a poster of, like, I have a framed poster of Rick and Morty. Do you believe in God, bro? Fuck no. UK is not like implementing Islamic laws. Not even Sweden. They might have Sharia law courts somewhere in the communities, but they are not enforced by law. They're illegal. I believe in big booty hoes. But yeah, like let's talk about Zayman. We're not bad people. I thought Ozzy died. No, Ozzy's here. Ozzy's still here. But Kenshin, for example, there was that, who asked what's a good anime? Zaidzed. If you want a good anime to watch that isn't that long, Kenshin is, 50 episodes. It's not that bad. Death Note, I think Death Note is, if I remember correctly, it's just, 20, 25 episodes. Just a matter of time, buddy. They're bred like rabbits. Nah, I don't think so. Kenshin, I would 100%. Kenshin, I can give you a small backstory without telling the story too much. How tall are you? 6'3". 189 centimeters and some like millimeters above that. I tried Bucky a bit. Oh my god, yeah. I remember watching the original series of Bucky. back in the day. Baki is really nice. I'm waiting for the Miyamoto Musashi season coming next year. Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan might be a bit too long. Compare the stats of 2000 to 2011 to 2021. I'm 181. Damn, you tall as fuck. No. Like 181 is still nice. 181, you're above the average. But colleagues are colleagues from India, for example. I feel quite tall. They're quite short. I have a Japanese colleague who's like 20 years older than me, and she's 151 centimeters, so we look kind of funny next to each other. 5'11 point. Oh, you're just under 6 feet. But you can wear shoes, then you're 6 feet. Then you can say that you're 6 feet. I'm 185, giant amongst my family, well, currently 104 kilos. Can you do Bucky walk? I can't. I can't, unfortunately. But Bucky is a really good series as well. But if you want to, because if, oh yeah, your shoes close to 6'1". I wear barefoot shoes, so there's no like increase of height when I wear shoes. Because I like to like keep my ankle mobility, and like ever since I started wearing barefoot shoes, which is literally walking with your socks everywhere, but you do have some insulation, so you don't get wet. My knee and hip problems have decreased. I don't know if it's because of that, but I've noticed some help from it. Thanks for reading my comments. Have a good day. I'm out of here. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Lord Alcatraz 000. Air Force Ones carry me when I'm around, ladies. Have you read the Bucky manga? I have. Is Goku the strongest out there? No, fuck no. If we are talking about the strongest anime character ever, it's Saitama. Saitama would kick Goku's ass, and I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. 6'3", 125 at 15. I think I was still quite short at 15. I got my like growth spurt during the 15 and 16 summer. So I think I was like at my full, but I'm still growing. Like every year when I go to the doctor, like twice a year I go to the doctors to have your normal like physicals. There's like a few millimeters extra height again. Yeah, Saitama is the strongest. 100%. But yeah, I have to agree. We need to get back to the news because we have a lot to cover today.
It's not only eroding trust in vaccines, paving the way for...
So let's start with the protest that we have going on. So, what's your stance on using frogs as flashlights? That's one of the more weird questions. Why are Scandinavians so straightforward? I'm Finnish, so I'm not technically Scandinavian, I'm Nordic. But yeah, Finnish do go to that same category though, like straightforward. Looks as a paramedic. Finnish, Thorfinn, bro, easy. Alright, so, bro, don't go on a biased website. Guardian Sky News are biased. Come on, bro. Come on. Next you're gonna say that I need to go to New York Post. As a Romani to Finn, we get each other. Just saying, got your back. Hey, thanks a million. So, there's a chalk revolution going on. And what the Slovaks, the Gen Z of Slovakia, are protesting at the moment is because their government is super pro-Russia. And I do applaud. This is not the first Gen Z protest we have, and probably not going to be the last. Are you Jewish? No. No. Can you sing Oxycontin by Lil White? I have never heard that song. I have no idea what that is. And to be fair, I think that is out of my musical taste, to be fair. Teenager who first scrawled messages on a pavement in protest that right-wing government did not expect so many others to follow suit. Scrawled in chalk on the pavement near a secondary school in eastern Slovakia. The message is Oxy and Perks. Will you at least listen to it? Not on stream. The messages were short and to the point. Enough, Fico. Read one, echoing a popular anti-government slogan while the other joked about the Slovakian Prime Minister providing sexual favors to Vladimir Putin. Fuck yeah. Listen to HH 150. You look like a Jew. What does a person like? I've never like judged a person by their looks, so I never like, because I don't really care what their ethnicity is, what their like background is. So this is the difference between us. Like when I talk to a person, I'm not like, that person looks like he's Nordic. That person looks like he's German. I don't care about those things. Do you smoke heroin or do you prefer to inject it? I have never tried drugs. Yeah, well, say you exposed your meat to my family and get you cancelled. What? No, what? You have a really nice voice. No, did he? I think it's also because like we had a Christmas party a few days ago, and I was drinking quite a lot, you know, whiskey and smoking cigarettes the whole fucking night. So that combination is horrible for your voice, and I don't recommend anybody to drink. I don't recommend anybody to smoke cigarettes. I'm trying to quit cigarettes, but they are quite calming to me. I don't drink that much. I only drink with whenever I'm out with my company, which is 1 or twice a year. Is that why you sound Darth Vader? 100%. Olen tilannut kanavasi, rakastan sisältöäsi väli. Hey, thanks a million, Sean Hairline 69. Sean Hairline 69. And you spoke Finnish. Use AI best summarize non-biased news. Nah. I do like reading news and then going to another news source to check if they're like same, and then I go to another news source. So this is usually summarization because I've already read the news. Viking, language. I can read it again in Finnish if you want to, because my voice gets slower when I speak Finnish. This is something that only people who are multilingual have, because like when I'm talking English, I need to think what I say all the time before I say it. It's really weird. It's hard to even describe because it's happening like while I'm talking. But when I talk Finnish, I can relax, my vocal cords relax, so it comes from the diaphragm. Why do you think people kill themselves? Might be many reasons. That's a hard topic to have a conversation, but there is like, usually it's when you don't see any out from your situation. And not gonna say I'm speaking from experience, or if I'm speaking from experience, but it doesn't take you that many seconds to have that thought. Can you read the language from God of War? You mean, what's the language? I forgot the name of it. Yeah, it's the Norse language. Norse, yeah. I can pronounce them, but I can't read it. If that makes any sense. Do you think mostly African people do because their lives sucks? No, I don't think so. I don't like to use the word most in anything, because like most means 95%, and I don't think most of Africans would do that. Recently watched the documentary of White Death. My word, that guy was a straight up beast. Is he still a hero in Finland? Oh yeah, people celebrate him. 100%. Simo Häyhä. Again, that's the wrong way of using mostly. You can say, what do you look for in a man? I don't know. If I have a man crush, of course. Like I have a wife, but I do have a man crush, and it's gonna be Henry Cavill. If you look like a heavy metal fan from Finland, I am from Finland. I used to play in a heavy metal band, and I do like heavy metal as well. White Death is hard, motherfucker, read about him. Oh, no. I have read about Simo Häyhä, 100%. But if you ask any man, do they have a man crush? If they can't name one or they say that they don't even think about them, they might be closeted. Because anyone who's come to terms with their sexuality can give you a crush of any gender. So, for example, my man crush is Henry Cavill. I mean, look at that guy. And second of all, he's a World of Warcraft player, a Warhammer 40,000 player, and he was fucking Geralt of Rivera. Are you a gooner? Oh, no. Winter Sun. Oh, yeah. Teemu Mäntysaari and... what's the other? 6-7. No, come on. Type 6-7 one more. Oh, there you go. 30 minutes. Congratulations. 30-minute timeout for writing 6-7 3 times. What's cool is the White Death didn't need truck like the German army used. There's family members from Simo Häyhä. Because speed was widely available in the Finnish army during the winter wars. And other trucks as well. So there are stories from the relatives that Simo Häyhä had some withdrawal effects after the war. But it could also be that because he got fucking shot in the face and he was high on like morphine, that could also cause the withdrawal effects, you know? Are you from Children of Bodom? No. I used to listen to Children of Bodom quite a lot. And I was really sad when Aleksi Laiho died in 2020. Are you related to the Vikings? Unfortunately, I'm Finnish. And by the technicality, Finns are not Vikings. We were kind of like forest shamans, if you like. But then again, after generations and generations, we have some Swedish and we have some Russian in us. So we do have like some Viking DNA in us, thanks to like the occupation from Sweden and Russia throughout the times. Are Finns mad when you say they were a part of the Russian Empire like 100 years? No. We don't try to hide our history. We were also a part of Sweden for a long time. Bro, talk about the Illuminati. You look like you would know something. I was a hardcore conspiracy theorist when I was like 18, 19 years old. Then I grew up. Do you know Audie Murphy? He was an American, their version of White Death. No idea. But yeah, we Finns don't really care about. As an Irishman, I would leave the stream if you were Viking. Are you? I live in Ireland at the moment. I've been living here for 3 years, and I know that the hot topic in like having conversations with the locals is reminding of the Viking king that Ireland had. And also because of some of their genes, they are actually quite Nordic. Irish and Italian. I have an Irish-Italian colleague. Wait, I thought Ozzy died. How are you on my screen? Well, this is my explanation when this is always brought up. I needed to have a bit of a vacation from Sharon. And you know, you've watched Osbourne, you've watched American Idol. Sharon can be a bit annoying. So I faked my death. And now I can slowly come back, but don't tell Sharon about this. The Viking King of Cork are you on about? Lost Horizon was the greatest power metal band. No. Great, like power metal band. No, Rhapsody of Figo nowadays with the Rhapsody of Fire. But Rhapsody is arguably the greatest power metal band ever. Hey, Sharon. Do you think that the harsh climate your ancestors had to survive is caused selective pressure for planning ahead and this higher intelligence? I think it's the alcohol. I don't know. I don't think like we are more intelligent than anyone else. But because of the harsh weather, I think there's some like preparations. Is Helsinki just Finnish translation for hellhole? Would be fun though. would be fun, but no. Hey man, what games do you play? I don't play that much anymore. I just talk shit about different countries and annoy people on internet. Blind Guardian is really good. I do enjoy Blind Guardian as well. Who's planning ahead? Well, like, back in the day when technology wasn't what it was, so Finns needed to plan ahead a bit. I turned my phone into a Linux gaming PC when it's connected to a monitor with a full desktop OS. It's pretty fun for gaming, but I still use my Xbox for all the 360 games though. What up, Zarkia? Alright, let's go back to Slovakia. So Slovakia. For the 90-year-old who scroll the initial messages, the momentum came as a surprise. I really didn't expect it to become as big as it is, said Mikhail, better known by his nickname Muro. Apparently, I'm not alone in my opinion. After hearing that Fico would be visiting his school in the northeastern city of Poprad to give a lecture on Slovakian foreign policy in early November, Muro knew he had to do something. For years, he had watched Fico, now in his fourth term, embrace a pro-Russian stand and sought to normalize relations with Moscow while challenging the EU's policies over Ukraine. That's one of the reasons why Slovakia was also ostracized when they were deciding to reallocate the Russian frozen assets. Both Hungary and Slovakia was pushed aside because everybody in EU knows that they would veto that. Plenty of new people. Remember to sub so you find your way back in the future. 100%. What up, Zarkia? Wait in tune, something like that. There's so many numbers in your name. Hard to pronounce that. Reaction to his joke message was with Fico postponed his visit, which was funny because, damn, I would not want to be someone who is afraid of a joke message, said Muro. Police turned up to his school to bring him in for questioning. Imagine how fucking fragile you are. A student writes with a chalk to the pavement, and you don't go to that school, and then you get questioned by the police. This is restricting freedom of speech. This is governmental overreach. It's just like if your government wants to have 5 years of your social media activity in order to come as a tourist to your country. This is almost the same level of governmental overreach. Trump is the best president for pedophiles, yes. And criminals also. The amount of criminals he's pardoned. It's so wild. Hours later, when he emerged from the police station without charge and movement had got underway, social media did its thing, said Muro, and then the messages started pouring in. Across Slovakia, chalk has swiftly become a means for people to channel their frustration with the government, accused of rolling back human rights, steadily dismantling the rule of law, and politicizing the cultural landscape. It started with students posting images of their messages traced out in chalk in front of schools or along the pavement that flanked the country and parliament, and soon swelled into a wider movement. You could see in almost every village, in every town, in square and wherever, said Muro. Oh, because Biden definitely wasn't a PDF. No, Biden was shit. Okay, Biden was shit, Trump is shit. Can you say the same? Both were PDFs. And Trump is pardoning criminals. Here's where you can't do that because you belong to a cult, so that's the difference between you and I. A neutral thinker and a cult member. Peeling spots watching my fave streamer. How's it going? What up, douche? How's the battlegrounds going? Can you name a crime Trump committed? Yes. What's the assumption where you must love Biden if you don't like Trump? It's just normal. Was it Ian Carroll? 46 convictions. There's quite a lot of, like 46. He's also evaded taxes, but that's not a law breaking in the United States. Eight wins in a row, but the games are lasting so long in top 3, it's hard to get more than 2 games in a row. What matches are you having, or is it just like they're all ending in ties? What you cooking? Calling someone a criminal is a pretty big claim when you can't name a crime he committed. Well, to be fair, he is a president, so he can't be like convicted of the crimes. He has that immunity as a president. That's kind of handy though, right? Mostly volumizers. And I'm cooking Codic Spy from scratch. Sexual... it wasn't rape. They tried to get it as rape, but it was... I think it was a sexual Well, I'm talking about the Carroll case, but the 46 convictions, they were all different crimes that he had. But do you really think that getting convicted 46 times, that they're all fake? You think that? Did you watch her interview on CNN? She said that he didn't even touch her. What do you think about John Bennett Ramsey case? It's still unsolved. Give me chill. What is John Bennett Ramsey case? Let me see. Police still collecting testing evidence. Foreign male unidentified DNA found in John Bennett's underpants mixed with her blood. What is this? Oh, there's some new updates on that. You don't think your political party who wants all the power and who hates you and controls the cause would prosecute you for made-up crimes? I mean, he got convicted of, like, business crimes. Right? So she is not really reliable, or someone paid her, or something else, so the truth can be whatever. I don't like the new Quillboard this season too. They scale so much faster. Yeah, and there's that one weird elemental that they had as well. On those 46 convictions he had, tax-related crimes, he also had other, like, his business-related crimes, mismanaging funds and tax reports and such. Those are all criminal charges, and he was convicted of them. How many bodies you get hidden in the closet? You look like the type. The truth is whatever the CNN tells you. I mean, at least I'm not a part of the cult, though, so it could be worse. I don't believe in Trump. I don't believe in one person. If enough people say that somebody is doing horrible things, you know, and he's getting convicted. Not, like, for example, I don't have 46 convictions on myself. I mean, can you... okay, let's try. Trump has bankrupted how many companies and how many different projects? Taj Mahal, he screwed over the construction company, he screwed over his benefactors and the parties that financed the whole thing. He screwed over all of those people, right? You accept that? They're also part of the KKK. I didn't say that. I didn't even say that they're Nazis. Trump also went to the junior Miss, there was that beauty pageant contest to their, like, dressing room. That's kind of creepy though, but that's not a crime. But Trump has bankrupted a lot of different projects that he's had. Can you admit that? How I define a cult is you believe every word that Trump says. You don't question Trump at all. You believe him like he's some sort of a god. Elementals are so hit and miss. The new on that devours is good, but if you don't hit the brand or the end of the turn guy, then you may as well give up. I'm willing. It's not majority of the majority of the country isn't MAGA. I don't want to go ad hominem, but idiot. I do question him a lot. I haven't seen you question him a single time. Yes, it is. Definition of a cult is you protect Trump at any cost. All the shit he talks, he lies all the time. Almost every single number he ever gives is a lie. He said that trillions of dollars of tariffs are pouring in. Then he changed it to hundreds of billions, and even that's not completely true. And still, the cult says that all of that is true and doesn't hold him accountable for his lies. Because I'm questioning you now. Yes, because you can't really hold Trump accountable for his lies and his bullshit. I held him accountable for the Epstein files. He hasn't released them yet. He could release them at any point. He was supposed to release them back in his first term. Oh yeah, 100%. There's also people who treat the Democratic Party as a cult as well. Remember when Trump fell for the disinformation on TikTok about dogs being eaten and made it a campaign point? Oh yeah. They're eating the cats and dogs. They're eating the cats and dogs. Because he just believes everything somebody says. Ozzy Osbourne lives. Look, oh yeah, 100%. So what do you think of the newly released pictures? All brother, bless up. What up? Thanks, Benzo. Ozzy is live and kicking. Ozzy has been summoned 4 times. Oh no, did we lose? Trump. Make America Great Again. Sons of Thunder 07. What do you mean, America Great Again? What decade? What decade are we talking about? That's an interesting follow-up question. Tell me, what decade are we talking about? What is a woman? If you believe the files that have been released so far are doctored, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and your family reaches out. Yeah, like, that's the reason why Trump is holding on to the files and not releasing them until next Friday. Because the PM Orban and the Department of Justice just needs to redact a lot of things. Hey, Sons of Thunder, I asked you a question. Don't answer my question with a question. What decade are you talking about when you're talking about Make America Great Again? Come on. It's an easy question, right? You think America was greater than it's now in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, or do we go in further into the past to the 1800s or 1700s? Well, a few decades during the 1700s, like 1776 afterwards. Come on, choose a decade. I think if you can't accept there are 2 genders, it's messed up. Come on, Sons of Thunder, don't try to reflect and don't try to avoid this. What decade do you mean? When was America greater than it's now? Bro is scrambling, 100%. Come on, Sons of Thunder. It is hard, I know. It's a hard question to have. But if he gets all of his talking points... Hey Thurman, thanks for the follow. If he gets all of his talking points from Nick Puentes and Steven Crowder, he probably is like this. Sons of Thunder use recycled rhetoric, it's not very effective. I should just put that there to get your attention. No. Keep on point. I know you're probably watching Ben Shapiro, Crowder, and probably Nick Fuentes. Or even Steve Bannon, who was a really good friend with Epstein, or possibly. When was America greater than it's now? It's the mother's choice. Easy as that. Okay, now I answered your question. What decade do you mean? He's crashing out because people don't pay attention anymore. Come on, Sons of Thunder. I'll give you 60 seconds to name me a decade. If it's done early enough, it's not a baby. So, again, don't take your talking points from Ben Shapiro, Crowder, or Nick Fuentes. Come on, 60 seconds. Name a decade. How hard it is. That's as long as I'm gonna humor this conversation. I've answered your questions, so honestly, I'm an advocate for post-birth abortions for certain people. I think Sons of Thunder would be one of those. No, it's not. 30 seconds left. Sons of Thunder, like, you shouldn't have children with that IQ. Sorry. You can't even name a decade. 15 seconds. I hope you don't reproduce. I have two children already. Because I can name a decade. Next we bring up Jesus, probably. Or God. Okay, Sons of Thunder, you got your 60 seconds. Bye. Idiot. He tried to avoid the question so much. And that's a really freaking good question. Nah, we don't discriminate against the mentally impaired. We are not Trump. That's true. Yeah. I do agree. But I do hope also that he doesn't reproduce. Because we don't need idiots like that. That can't name a single decade. So, but if somebody says, let's make America great again, what do they mean? More white? Is there a specific decade they want to go back to? Oh, you want to go back to 1960s? Okay. Let's turn back the clock to 1960s and 2016. But what about when Trump said in 2016, let's make America great again? What did they mean then? And 2016 wasn't a good year, though. Amish. How easy would it be if they only went with Make America Great? Exactly. Why again? Not to derail the conversation, do you cook, Alyssa? I do. And also, like, I do enjoy cooking. I don't do it that much anymore. Like, my wife has kicked me out of the kitchen. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Alaikum assalam. How do you answer that? You say like assalamu alaikum, and then you respond to that somewhere differently. Alaikum assalam. I think it's that like that, right? Hopefully I didn't butcher it. How do I know that? I had Turkish and Arabic colleagues and friends. And I had to listen to that like from time to time. Well, I didn't have to. I kind of enjoyed having a conversation. Peace be upon you, brother. Yes. You say, Walaikum salam. Oh, yeah. Morodoparov. Once again. I won't butcher the spelling. Okay. So, Walaikum salam. That's the one. That's why I asked. Dude, I didn't want to butcher it. And I also learned from my Arabic colleague that some of the letters and pronunciations are quite similar to what we have in Finland. So, but then you have those different ways of like, I can't even say them, but those like throat sounds that you make. Went to ice hockey game today. Pretty interesting, huh? What did you see? What ice hockey game did you go to? Oh, Espoo versus Lahti. Hate from India. What? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me from India? All the way from India. I like the Indian people. I have Indian friends as well. That's one of the destinations I want to visit at some point. I have like people who live in Mumbai and in Kashmir, so they promised to show me around. You look like Elton John, but with really long hair. God damn. I take that as an insult. Nah, Elton John is a really good like musician, so that's a new one. Oh yeah, 100%. That is a new one. Usually it's Ozzy, but Elton John I'll take as well. All right, so Viktor Orban from Hungary is in hot waters at the moment, and there's some protests going on at Budapest. Oh no, not music. But yeah, there's some protesting going in Budapest. Hungary's probably most scenic anti-Orban protest is underway under the banner Let's Defend Our Children. After new details emerged about sexual and physical abuse in the childcare system, plus ignorance or cover-ups by authorities, Orban rival Peter Magyar leads the march. Sorry, I am a son of God first, then I am bound by worldly limits or country borders. What? What? This... What? Okay. Good for you. I think that's the only answer I can give on this. If you type a message like that, so my hate itself is like love, as if think of it as a rose with thorns uncut. Okay. That was actually quite poetic what you said. My hate itself is like love, as I... Is this a song? No, but that was... That's actually kind of beautiful. So, thousands to protest Orban-linked abuse cases in Budapest. Allegations of widespread physical and sexual abuse in juvenile detention centers roils Hungarian politics. Viktor Orban was expected to face a tsunami of public outrage on Saturday, as thousands of Hungarians were set to march on his office in central Budapest in response to the release this week of video footage from state-run juvenile detention centers that show young inmates being subjected to severe physical abuse. How you feel about Ireland's stance on joining NATO, and you could include Ukraine? Oh, I do agree. I don't want to bind my identity or country's borders, as we humans have limited our scope to limited point of view, except 20% humans like Elon Musk who think differently. Bro is crashing out, yeah. Elon Musk just says what makes him the most money. He doesn't really care about humanity. He doesn't care about anything else than making money, and he's just one of the best like populists there are. No, it's a copy pasta from 4chan. Really? But I do think that Ukraine should just fucking join NATO. That's it. Ireland joining NATO. It's fine. It's fine. It's sad that European countries have to do that. But yeah, it's okay. Why I'm saying it's sad is because we have that one warmonger that is in the East. At the same time is saying that they don't want to start a war, and in the next breath they are threatening the whole Europe. I think they also have like sundowning, like dementia symptoms. The shocking revelation of the physical abuse in the juvenile centers come just 4 months ahead of national elections, with Orban's dominant right-wing Fidesz movement facing its most serious opposition challenges in years. Orban responded to the video release on Wednesday by putting Hungary's detention centers under police control and launching an official investigation into the abuse. Yet those moves did little to temper the furor of what opposition leaders claim in systemic rot in government-run juvenile centers. Every fifth child in state care is officially subjected to abuse, said Peter Magyar, leader of the centrist opposition party Zizra, on social media, referring to 2021 government report he said was leaked to him after it was suppressed by Orban's government. Someone said that next year the world will be finished. They also, I think that's my dream yesterday, he said that. I didn't leave my house. I didn't come and pay a visit to you. Oh no, I'm committing blasphemy. Whatever will I do, I can't get to heaven. Smite me down. Oh God. A quarter of sexual abuse cases never reach the authorities, said Magyar, the main challenger to Orban's in the upcoming elections. They disappear. They are silenced. No case is made of them. Your hair looks like silkier and longer than my girlfriend. A lot of men said the same. One man said that to me on Thursday at a urinal in a local pub here in Ireland. That was one of the weirdest conversations I've ever had in a urinal. Well, I was peeing, and a man behind me said that your hair looks incredible. Is it real? And I said, yeah, it's my hair. And he was like, can I touch it? And I said, can I finish first? Then I washed my hands and everything, and we had a conversation about hair, and like he was just astonished that a man could have a long hair like this. And I just said that I just stopped cutting my hair, and it grew, and that's it. I do nothing special to it. But yeah, there's a lot of fascination in this. Like, maybe I should cut it and donate it to charity or something like that. The Hungarian government denies Magyar's allegations. The leaked footage, which has been independently verified by Reuters and others, includes shocking displays of violence against minors. The state has known for at least 4 years exactly what is happening today under the banner of child protection in Hungary, said Magyar. Your hairstyle is like a 1980s rock band singer. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. Some 27,000 people have signed up for Saturday's protest march organized by Magyar under the slogan of "Let's stand together for our children, enough of Orban's inhumane lies and the silence of the president." The demonstration is expected to begin at 3 p.m. and run into the night. I read a quote the other day that resonated with me very deeply. If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they are. Oh yeah. I think, like, if dogs can't get to heaven, I would rather go to hell. Feels like a lot of cool people are in hell. My hair is down past my shoulders now, and the children do stare. They do stare. 100%. Because dogs are fucking awesome. I think some dogs are even more awesome than humans. My two Dachshunds, for example. Way better than Trump. And also smarter, to be fair. They also passed the Montreal cognitive test. Hungary will elect a new government on April 12, 2026. Magyar's Disra, which belongs to the European People's Party, is neck on neck with our or outpacing incumbents Fidesz is in most polls. Laika the Space Dog is one of my favorites. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, it's kind of like animal abuse what they did. Massive protests expected today in Hungary demand the resignation of Viktor Orban after the politically connected director of a state-run youth detention center was found to have physically abused children and allegedly run a human trafficking ring at the center. You think that Viktor Orban didn't know about this? Fuck no. This looks like the old Soviet era like behavior. And Viktor Orban is a fan of Putin, so. Inside job, 100%. I don't think Viktor Orban didn't know about this. Viktor Orban's government is again engulfed in an uncontrollable scandal as a document listing 3,300 What is that? Ironically, I can't even appeal. What behavior? This behavior is not in line with our policies. Gifting is suspended in this live for 10 minutes. Reason, reproduce content. What? Okay. Fuck TikTok then. Tens of thousands of people are in Budapest at the moment. Good. I wonder what makes this a reproduced content in TikTok. Europe choose migration, we choose to protect our people, except children. Except children. Our home, a country with borders in an egg without a shell. The Brazilians are blah blah blah. I do hope that Viktor Orban is ousted. He's kind of a bad leader, to be fair. Mainly my issue with Viktor Orban. Do you think that these brainwashed young people see your long hair and assume trans? 100%. There's always at least one or two people in the chat during streams that assume that I'm trans or a woman. I'm trying to figure out why they keep coming into your stream. Because people can say what they want when they have anonymity. You know? And that's why what a lot of people abuse YouTube and TikTok and Twitch is like they just come and write whatever they want to because they know they're going to be anonymous. Six inches as house. Okay. 6 inches as house explodes in California. Doorbell footage has captured the moment a house in Hayward, California exploded. 6 people were injured, including 3 women who were seriously wounded. The blast was caused by a natural gas line leak that firefighters had examined earlier in the day. They were called back after reports of an explosion and fire. That was a proper explosion as well. If someone was inside there, they're dead. What's the whole thing?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, if somebody was inside there, that's game over. Pack your bags, time to leave. You're not surviving that. Some questions from my partner. Do you miss Finland a lot? No. Do you prefer sweet or savory? Savory. And finally, do you prefer werewolves or vampires? Traditionally lore, not modern interpretations. Vampires. You remind me of Lamar Jackson. Okay, now we're getting more in detail, like, who is Lamar Jackson? Is that one of the Jackson 5? I don't know all the Jacksons, so let's see. No, American football quarterback. What? Okay. I feel like there's something deeper here. She approved of your answers to the second one and made a confused face when you said you didn't miss home. It is quite weird that you're referring me to Lamar Jackson, though. But I don't know. I don't know anything about Lamar Jackson, so. The reason why I don't miss home is like, I make home where I live. So I don't really think about it as that. I still talk to my friends and my family from, well, my brother from home. But I don't miss going there. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm ever going to go there. It's a compliment. He's a great guy. Okay. Is he the one who took a knee after... No, I think that was Kaepernick or something like that. Colin Kaepernick. I have a lot of friends who moved from Europe to Dubai. They never want to go back. Well, I didn't go that far. I went from Finland to Ireland. I wouldn't go to Dubai, though. Dubai is built with slaves. Sorry for the hot take, but... Dubai is so dark. I have a YouTube video on my page about that. I think. From years ago. For Instagram, buy slavery. Yeah, true. I thought we... 4 years ago. Literally, they brought slaves from India and other neighboring countries. And when they died during the construction, they just bring new ones. And the flippant treatment of people they deem to be lower social class is abhorrent. Oh yeah. The police there are just private military. Lol, Dubai, I was there 2 years ago and you're kind of right. Yeah, but a lot of those like billionaire heavens like Dubai and Qatar and well, Oman in a sense, they're built by slavery. Like literally modern day. It's not even like modern day slavery. It's the old-fashioned slavery that you go and you bring people without their consent. You don't let them have any free time. And if they are too weak to continue working, you just let them die. It's like traditional slavery. You work them as long as they live, and when they die, you just replace them. That should be the like Dubai, built by slaves. Yo, sup man, what up, like what? But yeah, like talking about home, living abroad, I don't miss Finland. That's the weirdest thing. I lived there over 30 years. So I've seen enough. Finland is a really good place though. It's not slavery, it's endangered servitude with no definitive. The reason why we moved away from Finland to Ireland is my kids. If I want to have many opportunities, many options for my kids, as many options as possible, I needed to pick an English-speaking country. Of course, Britain is not an option because they fucked it up by letting Brexit happen. So Britain is going to be off limits for a while. Then, of course, Canada and US, there's like 5 or 6 states in the US that I would actually like consider moving. And nowadays, I'm like, just, yeah, that's not worth it. Canada, on the other hand, it's kind of same to Finland. It's still an option. It's super hard to immigrate to Canada, actually. You look like a Viking. Thanks. Which Viking? Are we talking about Viking cards or Vikings in general? But Ireland was actually the second on the list. And after that would have been like Canada and US and New Zealand even. New Zealand is, again, a really hard place to get. But yeah, the reason is like when you're in an English-speaking country, like all of your universities and colleges, they actually matter around the world. If you're in Finland and you go to uni in Finland, we learned it the hard way here in Ireland that Finnish universities don't really matter at all. It's the same that you don't even have a university degree. There's a way to go around it. You can just contact those European online universities and pay them money and they will give you a certificate. I mean, from a Nordic country like footballing Erling Haaland. Isn't he Norwegian? Yeah, I'm quite close. Hapnin. The Irish are being genocided by mass immigration. No, it's not. That's kind of funny though. If bro braids his hair and grows a big beard, he'd look cool as fuck. I can't grow a beard. Like, that's one of the weaknesses I have. I've tried. I can't. All of my hair, like, in my body is going to my hair. Like, I'm almost completely bald everywhere. And I can't grow facial hair. That's my curse, because I have long hair. I can't grow anything like any facial hair or anything else. You have a good stream and no more weirdos show up. Hey, thanks, douche. Thanks for keeping me company as well. Have a great evening moderating. Oh, fun game for you to look up. Aethermuncher by Moirai Studios. I'll check that. A game with your hair. Oh yeah, people ask about my hair. So we will be in NATO, but we will not pay for shit. Is there something new? Because you've been, that's what I remembered. You've been member of NATO for a long time. Give us a flex. Flex of what? Nah. I need to start going to the gym first. I haven't gone to the gym for like months. I've been just sitting on my ass, doing my normal work, and then just sitting on my ass. I'm preparing for Christmas, you know. Sitting a lot on my ass. So we will be in NATO. Yes, you've been in NATO for a while, but we will not pay for shit. That is true. So I don't think that's new news. That's like been going around for a while. That Spain is under performing when it comes to payments regarding NATO. But that's fine. That's why other countries pay. You sound like an educated non-Trump supporter. Where are you from? I mean, what country? Are we talking about originally? Or where do I live at the moment? Educated is... I like reading. I like studying different countries and different news from around the world. The Irish will become a minority in their own homeland. This is a fact. No, it's not. I'm reading comments that YouTube is censoring because those comments are hilarious. But the Irish will not become a minority in their own homeland. This is a fact. Because it's not a fact. You state that as it is a fact, even though it is not a fact. And that's a fact. That is not a fact. Originally, I'm from Finland. Finland. The land of ice and snow and almost 200,000 lakes. How many lakes? 189,000 lakes. 188,000. Oh, just off 10,000. I was kind of close. Yeah, we have 188,000 lakes. And now I live in Ireland, though. And that's why I'm saying that Irish isn't becoming the minority. You're a lefty. I'm a center leftist, yeah. We will not forget. Not forget what? I wanted to say that I heard a Scandinavian accent just before you answered. To be fair, Gabriel Zimmer, don't say that to any other Finnish person. You can say it to me, but don't say that to any other Finnish person because we are not Scandinavic. And every single Finnish person will correct you saying that we are not Scandinavic, which is true. We're Nordic. It sounds stupid, but like that's what Finnish do. See? Picture leaves Finland out. Immanuel Godson. Yeah, you're not Irish either. You're probably one of those either Russian bots or something like that, because the first thing you write is something like that. Based on the location that I am at. So you're geolocating me. Good to know. He can watch me in silence. But yeah, Finnish for some reason is really, really like anal when it comes to people calling us Scandinavic. I don't care. I know that's what I thought. You're totally right. Your language and culture is still an enigma to the scientific community. I learned that we have a gene. Was it you? No, it was somebody else, like in a few streams ago, said that us Nordics have a gene that makes us more immune to HIV. And I didn't know about this. And now I think us Nordics are immortal. Just because of this one thing. Which is an interesting scientific fact. But yeah, I think this is my favorite gay channel. What's up, cuties? That's weird. Okay. I mean, gay means happy and happy means gay, so. One viewer already said, like, a few comments back that I always try and smile. Which is true. I am quite happy. Not gay, though. Like sexuality-wise. But if that makes you happy, by all means, go for it. I don't judge. As a matter of fact, I think everybody can love who they want to. Love is love. Thailand denies Trump's ceasefire claims as clashes with Cambodia continues at border. Yeah, there's a bit of a semi-war going between Cambodia and Thailand. Cambodia has shut its border crossing with Thailand as fighting continues between the two forces on Saturday, despite US President Donald Trump earlier saying they had agreed to a ceasefire. Another lie. I mean, the crossing will be closed until further notice, according to the Cambodian's Interior Ministry. Earlier, Thai Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul said he told Trump a ceasefire would only be possible after Cambodia had withdrawn all its forces and removed landmines. Thai officials say 4 soldiers were killed on Saturday as both sides reported continued bombing and artillery exchanges. Cambodia has not been updating its military casualty figures. Cambodia's defense ministry said that Thai fighters jet-bombed hotel buildings and bridge while Thailand reported several civilians were injured in Cambodia rocket attacks. I meant I hate Russia too. Hate is a strong word. Okay. I have nothing against Russian citizens. I know a lot of Russian citizens, and I do think Russian citizens are quite great. But Kremlin and Putin could go fuck themselves. I try and avoid hate, but I do quite hate them because they hold not only their own citizens, but surrounding countries on a noose all the fucking time. I mean, Cambodia is a failed state. I mean, so is Alabama. What's your point? Binary zero. The 4 deaths on Saturday bring Thailand's total military death to total since Monday to 15, with 270 other injured. It added that 6 civilians had also been injured. On Friday, Cambodia said at least 11 civilians had been killed and 59 others injured. At least 700,000 people have been evacuated on both sides of the border. Trump had claimed earlier in the week that he could stop the fighting between Thai and Cambodian forces that broke out. Apparently he couldn't on Monday just by picking up the phone. After speaking to both prime ministers on Friday night, he wrote on social media that the two countries had agreed a ceasefire shooting effective this evening, which didn't happen. And go back to the agreement they signed in front of the US president in October. Both countries are ready for peace, and the killing continues. But in their comments after speaking to the US president, neither side mentioned an immediate ceasefire. Anutin said he told Trump that Thailand was not the aggressor and that Cambodia must show that it had withdrawn forces and removed landmines from the border before ceasefire was possible. They must show us first. The Cambodia leadership said that they must fight on the tariffs as leverage to force the two sides to disengage, as happened in July. I'm smoking on the shit that made Japan invade Manchuria. Okay, that's a bit of a jump there. We're talking about for those who don't know, about those human experiments that Japan did throughout the 1920s up until 1940s in China, including Manchuria. And if you don't know what those human experiments are, I'm gonna give you a warning before reading those or watching any documentary about those. What the Japanese scientists did in China throughout the 20s, 30s, and 40s. There's some heinous shit there. I'll give you a small glimpse. How am I fucking... They wanted to see... Do you know who Allah is? Yeah. I know you mean Nanking Horrors, yeah. Unit, what was it? Unit 971. A 731. Not 931. 731. One of the most horrendous experiments they conducted was that they wanted to see how long a newly born baby, fresh born baby, literally cut out of the mother's womb before even giving birth, would survive in ice water before dying. So what they did was they found a Chinese woman who was pregnant, and they got the child out and put it in a bucket full of ice water. They also wanted to test I've watched the documentary. I was learning Japanese before that, gave it up. Yeah, I've read about this and I've also watched the documentaries, and every time, like, I'm baffled of the cruelty and the evilness of humans, what they are capable of doing. Like, they draw circles on the ground and they put a bunch of people and they exploded explosives and wanted to see how many people would survive. They did the same with guns. They put like people behind each other and shoot the first one and see that how many people live out of that row. Then, of course, there was the ones that they poisoned the food sources of the Chinese villages. They shot biochemical weapons in the villages. Like, it's just fucking madness after madness after madness. And they wonder why the Chinese hate the Japanese. And not all of the documents are still available. Of course, like, the Japanese government did their best to try and hide it. The US got some of the documents. So we don't even know everything. What we do know, that after the First World War, when all the countries decided that what about after that convention and after that agreement was, we're still going to do chemical weapons. Most of them are slaves to their government and live in a technocratic dictatorship. I'm just following orders. The best scapegoat ever. But we've seen in the past in history that just following orders have also consequences, which is the right thing. Which is good that a lot of countries have that written into a constitution and into a military code, for example. If you're getting illegal orders, you have the right to refuse illegal orders. What the Chinese hate the most is that no Japanese was ever held accountable for that help. Yeah, because they provided all the documentation to the US. So they were pardoned. I mean, it was the Chinese government that exterminated its own people of 50 million people. Oh yeah. The Chinese government isn't a saint. Neither is the Soviets. I'm not like... Those are not ruling out each other. The Chinese government has done horrible things to its own citizens. But the Japanese government has also done horrible things to the Japanese citizens. Also, well, the Germans did to the Poles, the Czechia, others, Soviets did to their own citizens. So I don't get your point there. At this point, they're evil. So yeah, a lot of countries have done evil shit, and now we were talking about the human experiments that the Japanese did during the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Sometimes it's baffling to me how people are capable of such horrors. Yeah. But this is the weirdness of like having these comments, for example. We call that human nature. Human nature, what a beautiful scapegoat for everything. We have to kill each other because it's human nature. We have to have wars because it's human nature. We have to have fighting for borders because it's human nature. As if human nature hasn't changed throughout the decades and centuries. That's why the concept of democracy, socialism, and communism may look good on paper, but when they are actually practiced in real life, they result in mass murder. What the fuck are you talking about? Democracy. What? That's one of the stupidest things I've ever read. Concept of democracy result in mass murder. Come on. That's a pretty broad generalization and also a complete untrue comment there. Human greed and complete lack of regard for empathy as a role in that. Ozzy Osbourne, oh my god, I thought it was gone. No, I'm still here. In my view, there's only one explanation, that existence of an evil entity called Satan. I don't think that. I don't think there's a thing called Satan. It's greed. That's the one of the good things that you said. It's not even human greed, it's just greed. People are greedy. An individual person is smart, intelligent, and can reason. Collectively, people are stupid, belligerent, and more result to animalistic behavior collectively. No, individuals are also greedy. It depends solely on the person. You look like a girl. Thanks. Kind of tells all about your personality. If I look like a girl for you, you might like it a bit too young, and your name might be popping up from the Epstein files if I look closely enough. Democracy as an Athenian democracy where 51% can rule over the other 49 and choose to enslave or murder them. But that's not modern day democracy. Modern day democracy, we have we have laws against slavery. Because the people voted and will put it into legislation. I wouldn't trade democracy to anything else. That's just my opinion. But Ramses Pacheco, I think your name is going to be in the Epstein files. If you think a girl looks like this. I mean, I were to look at it from a scientific point of view, I would say that we're psychopaths, but it still doesn't make sense. At some point, somebody has to make a choice, though. Who decides who's the most competent? That's why democracy is better, because it's a vote amongst everybody. There doesn't need to be one specific. There's, for example, in the Finnish government, even though we have a president, the president doesn't have the power in internal affairs. It doesn't even have power on the foreign affairs. That's why we have a government. Because we don't believe one person can be powerful enough to decide. Thanks for the sissy hypnosis. No. How can an entire army group be psychopaths? Are you trans? You look like a... What? I'm not trans. How can an entire army group be psychopaths? See, I'm an organizational psychologist, so I would know. She got that. I mean, the Romans had the military run everything. Long hair like a chick, long hair like a man. I mean, do I need to always do this? So, Ronnie James Dio. These guys have had more tail than a lot of other people. Well, James Hetfield has short hair now, but used to have long hair. LOL's definitely trans. Yeah, I think Bivis Sweden's 3752 is just jealous. Kind of looks like it. What up, mystery? Let's take this one yet. I think no, we have the Syria case still. Well, let's cut them short. So Lionel Messi's India tour starts in a chaos as angry fans throw seats in stadium. Argentina makes 20-minute appearance in Kolkata. So why were they fucking pissed here? Anyway, what? What up? Your hair looks amazing and don't let anybody tell you any different. No. I don't listen to anyone else. I know my hair is awesome. Trolls have got to be the most unhappy people on the planet. 100%. Fucking batshit crazy loser. I think somebody just watched my Trump video for making a comment like that. Wow, Amelia Carterstone 785. Beautiful comment. Beautiful insights. Syria. Trump pledges retaliation after 2 US soldiers, 1 civilian interpreter killed in Syria. President Donald Trump said Saturday that there will be very serious retaliations after 2 US soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter were killed in an ambush in Syria on Saturday. 3 others were wounded in the attack, which was carried out by a single ISIS gunman. US Central Command and the Department of Defense, it's Department of War, said in a statement Saturday. I'm convinced that most of the trolls online are just bot. I think a lot of like trolls online are actually just people flexing their anonymity and their ability to just say whatever they want to without consequences. Oh yes, now time for Syria to become Iraq. Well, I mean, Venezuela is on the run also to become the next Iraq. Like, which one is gonna be? Like, is Syria gonna be the next Iraq, or is Venezuela gonna be the next Iraq? I still have money on Venezuela that US is just gonna invade it because of oil. We will retaliate, Trump told reporters at the White House. He said country is mourning the loss of 3 great Americans. Are they? Let's see if we can find the statement from Trump. We mourn the loss of 3 great American patriots in Syria, 2 soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter. Likewise, we pray for the 3 injured soldiers who it has just been confirmed are doing well. This was an ISIS attack against the US and Syria in a very dangerous part of Syria that is not fully controlled by them. The president of Syria, Ahmed al-Sahara, is extremely angry and disturbed by this attack. There will be very serious retaliations. Thank you for your attention at this point. Same, Venezuela is way more likely. What defines a troll in a Q chat? In here? I don't know. Depends on. In general. I mean, I think coming to the street, like coming to the comment section and just writing something hateful to stir up like either the streamer or out of like non-topic, like out of the topic and just random bullshit, you know? Aussie is okay. Aussie is always okay. I don't consider anybody who calls that I look like Ozzy Osbourne. I'm always taking that. I'm back. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp is, after Patrick Kluivert, the best Dutch striker ever. Ahmed Al-Zara, isn't that the wanted Al-Qaeda member? Oh, well, that was... Most wanted in the United States, now welcomed by the President of the United States. Interesting. This is going to be my favorite channel in June too. So a troll isn't defined by disagreeing with the host. No. No. Troll seeks attention, yeah. Of course, if you're repeating similar, like we had one asshat earlier. Let me find it, if I can find it. That could be considered a troll, and I actually did remove that person. But he was just like dodging the topic itself he brought up, and he started like throwing that normal populist right-wing Crowder, Ben Shapiro bullshit at me without like actually talking about the topic. What are your thoughts about abortion? What are your thoughts about... Those were the dodging questions, because he said that let's make America great again. And I asked him to name a decade. Scandinavian lefty. No, not Scandinavian though. I'm more centrist than fully leftist. I have some right-wing ideas. They usually revolve around private companies and the balance between like free market. No, not Estonian either. But I think that's a healthy mix of both. You have some understanding of like why healthy public sector is a good thing, and also why a healthy private sector is a good thing. So that's kind of like aligning in the middle. And thank God here in Europe we have more parties than two, so I don't need to align with either one, Democrats or Republicans. That's what I really don't like about America, because like, well, US is the two-party system, because there's a lot of people who don't fall into either one. You're a massive puss. I mean, this is a good example of like a troll we were just talking about. Like, doesn't bring anything here. Stephen Gallagher, 2209. Yeah, I like white people. His participation in the comment is like all in nothing, mainly just a few words, probably even a bot. Why? Now that I know that it annoys you, I'm not gonna say where I'm from. Do you play Fire Emblem? No. What is Fire Emblem? I would have probably said it. But you didn't start it the right way, so fuck you. This man has absolutely no idea what the hell is going on in Europe. Probably better than you. You're hiding. I'm not hiding. Damn, I can't talk about Abu... You can't talk about what? Okay. That's nice. Bye. There's the first troll. Next one. Comment got removed for saying the actual prison name. You can't talk about brown people. What is brown people? I'm in England, it's crazy. What is crazy? So a troll is someone who intentionally confronts others just to stir up shit regardless of the topic, yes. Was that you trying it out? Jose, was that you trying it out with Stephen Gallagher's username? We're going extinct. No, we're fucking not. Full government name and going wild, old Stephen. Stephen just... What's the topic today? We had the Chalk Revolution in Slovakia, which is because of the government of Slovakia and also Robert Fico, the prime minister, being such a soy boy for Russia. And the Gen Z in Slovakia has had enough. To the point that the prime minister Fico was afraid to go to have a talk in school because one of the students wrote, what did they wrote in the pavement? Enough Fico. They wrote enough Fico on asphalt in front of the school, so Fico went back home and sent the police to get the student for interrogation. Okay, we had this one. Then we had the Orban protest going on in Budapest. France no longer has replacement rate, birth rate. YouTube sucks balls. YouTube's a bit, yeah. Twitch allows a lot more. Then we had the Orban protest going in Budapest because Orban's juvenile detention centers were found out to be quite abusive to the children there. Sup Aussie, what up Lunar Vana, Strike 49. But for example, the technocratic theorist is one of those that just spout that hatred towards immigrants. Well, not specifically immigrants, a specific color group though. So that could also mean, could be categorized as trolls. But if you don't give them any attention, they usually just fuck off in a while. What makes YouTube suck balls? Because like YouTube has automatic censorship that censors some messages or some terminology. I can see them still. I can see everything that's censored, but it's not coming to the chat you guys see. And I've tried to put it as mild as possible, but it still censors something, which is, well, to be fair, kind of nice, so I can actually read some of them through. And I know some people don't like that. Twitch is a bit more lenient when it comes to that, and I think TikTok is probably the freest. You can literally type anything to TikTok. And Facebook is not. Facebook has quite strict censorship as well. But Jose, one way you can find a troll is they usually come and stir up shit. Then when you don't notice them at all, then they just fuck off. But again, so Orban, you look like Ethel Kane. All of these names you guys put, I need to search with my phone because I don't want to open them in my browser. Who is Ethel Kane? Known professionally as Ethel Kane, is an American singer-songwriter, record producer, and model. Oh, well, she has nice hair though. I think it's the hair that you're saying that I look like her, because like I'm a bit more masculine than Ethel Kane. So I think the hair is the only thing that we have in common. Probably even like voice is not. And now a good example, Jose, is like you can't see what technocratic theorist the possible troll is writing because it got censored by YouTube. But he's spouting some, again, immigration hatred. Yeah, everybody's going extinct. Oh no. Well, maybe that's just the next step of the evolution and civilization. Maybe do more babies. Maybe don't make everything so fucking expensive. Well, if your race doesn't... Because you make this a white versus everybody else issue. Maybe don't create a society where it's super expensive to make children. This is transgender. No, I'm not. Oh, Jutta was faster. Gepter. What is Gepter? I mean 9878. No, I'm a man. If you can't tell that, maybe you need your eyes checked. Jose, can you see what I need to deal with every stream many times? I have 7. No, you don't. You don't even have a Y. You're the one with the glasses, not me. I know. I have glasses. I know. Okay. I'm giving too much attention to the troll, though. Just work a regular job makes it pretty much possible to have kids. No. A lot of people are thinking that's not worth it. Because, like, the cost of living is so high. Got it. Sounds like a typical troll is someone who tries to make themselves feel better about their own miserable lives. In other words, misery loves company. 100%. I'm a noble Samaritan. Like, Pitmasterni, there are more people at the moment that consider it not worth to have children because the cost of living is so high. 2 push-ups. No. Which is true. If you bring children to the world, it is quite expensive. And then, of course, if you live in a country where labor laws or labor rights are worse, you don't get even paid when you're taking care of your kids, so you need to return to work as soon as possible. So you're just institutionalizing your kid. There are a lot of people who don't want kids because the world is a city place. That's also true. Push-ups is good for your heart as man. Oh yeah, true. I know. But I do love cake though. I love cake more than push-ups. Oh yeah, let's have a wrap up what we talked about today. So the measles outbreak in the United States, thanks to Robert F. Kennedy and the rising vaccine skepticism in the United States. So they had a measles outbreak.
Number of new
1,618 new measles cases this year in the United States. And to be fair, measles was extinct from the US. Cake will kill you unless it's the woman cake, then it will heal. Does the cake have a knife? God damn. So this was one of the topics today. Cambodia shuts down border crossing with Thailand, so even though Trump said there's a ceasefire, there wasn't a ceasefire and the war continues. Thailand, then we had the Czech Revolution, Slovakia Prime Minister, the Gen Z wants him out. Thousands to protest on Orban as well. Then we had the Syria, and that's about it. Only consideration for me not to have more children is the ultra-left rainbow crap multicultural shit that gets stuffed down your throats. Just... I don't pay attention to it that much. Apparently you have a bit of a fixation when it comes to that. Maybe the issue is you, not the multicultural, ultra-left rainbow crap shit that gets stuffed down your throats. And I do read quite a lot of news around the world and also step outside quite often. And also watch movies with my kids and such. So maybe if you pay attention a bit too much, there's something that you're trying to hide from yourself. Stupid RFK, I do understand. Thailand gonna win, they made Muay Thai. Explain Israel. What do you want me to explain about Israel? This is a fun one to end. You can ask one question about Israel. I mean 9878. One question. What do you want to know? Do they worship devil? No, but the country is led by one. No, I don't believe Netanyahu is the devil because I don't believe in the devil. But I do believe that Netanyahu's morals are kind of twisted because he enjoys killing children and women and innocents. So, did that answer your question? Somebody might consider that the devil. Sacrifice kids from Gaza to Lucifer. You're an interesting person. Yeah, Jews don't believe in devil. True. That's why I said they don't probably worship the devil. Would be kind of. Although a lot of the IDF soldiers are atheists, though. But yeah, it's I hope the killing stops. The ceasefire didn't work. You can't really call it a ceasefire if like 300 people have died after the ceasefire. Explain Larry Ellison. Again, one of those names that I need to search before I open up anything on my screen. Oh, Larry Ellison is the businessman that bought the TikTok rights to the US. Well, he's a wealthy businessman that has ties to different organizations and even countries and has special interests and is now owner of the TikTok rights in the United States. He donates to the IDF. Yeah, among others. I am returned. Please hold your applause and underwear. Biggest donated to IDF ever. Is it? Ellison is now in a virtual tie with Musk as the richest person in the world because of his massive stake in Oracle. What up, Tush? I saw you. Why did it actually censor that? Offered Netanyahu a seat on his company Oracle. Well, hi there, Candy Lips. What up? That's a good idea. Donations to the military. Why? Why donating to the military is a good thing. Pick ups. What's up, the Spleef King. Spleef King. Oh yeah. Now I get it. Help pay expensive. I mean, they wouldn't have expenses if they just didn't like continue the war. Explain dancing Israel. Okay, now we're getting to the conspiracy part of it. I'm not explaining dancing Israel. So I do know what they are. I do know. But that's not a topic we're gonna have here. I'm gonna draw the line there. Do you enjoy cocaine? The song Cocaine, yeah. The song Cocaine is really good. Would not need war if they would stop rocket attacks. Wasn't the Iron Dome impenetrable? Why do people blame the people of nation for the actions of the government? For example, Trump's actions, 60% of America disapprove his policies. Yeah, I don't blame the people in Israel. The government and Netanyahu are war criminals and should be tried for crimes against humanity. The same as Hamas should be tried for crimes against humanity. The citizens of Palestine, the Palestinians are innocent when it comes to that. But it doesn't matter in that region if you're innocent or not, because you're gonna get killed anyways. Are you Finnish? Pökötys, yeah. W Syria. Russian rule came to the chat. That's an introduction. Trump's an asshole and needs prison. That's where Baba is. No, Bill Clinton isn't in prison. I don't understand how people that clearly have to manually breathe can operate a smartphone. What? No haista vittu sitten. Kova. Legendaarinen. Ei ollut puuhöylä. We own Finland, kid. No you don't. No you don't. We need to blame humans themselves. We have forgot Christ and his message. What? We have some fucking weirdos today. We have a Russian bot. We have a Finnish show. But yeah, I do agree, Jose, that like the citizens of Russia has done nothing wrong. Literally, like if you look at the history of Russia, every time the citizens are trying to do a revolution or uproar or a protest, the government will just gun them down. They're willing to kill their own citizens to suppress any opposition. The same is like Israelis, Palestinians. Like the citizens has nothing to do what the government is doing. Not Bill Baba was a guy. Trump gave a blowjob. Baba could be a horse. That's the thing. We need those Epstein files, and we have 6 more days. 6 days to go. And then Trump has to release them. And then we get the answer. Is Baba a horse? So did Trump suck the dick of a horse? Or dick of Bill Clinton? And that's the only answer I want to see. Because I want to... This Scooby-Doo mystery, ever since I saw that email between the Epstein brothers, that's been bothering me because I need to know which one it is. Calling Alice a kid feels like some sort of cultural crime. Dude has the most dad energy ever. Or, okay, Pökötys, it could be that Bill Clinton has a horse dick. Yeah, that could be. Likely he sucked both at the same time. Clinton would screw anything but Trump. They were friends back in the day. They were both Democrats, so they were actually like, during the 90s, they were really good friends. Retaliation against our own kind. What kind of human Trump is? What is the use of knowledge and science our forefathers gather if we're gonna kill ourselves? Hello for Birmingham. England, I know where Birmingham is. You look like Ozzy Osbourne that never took any drugs. Yeah, like that. Faking your own death does that to a person. I just needed to get away from Sharon, so I went away for a while. I found this beautiful island that I spent my vacation on. There was some weird pictures of like celebrities and such, but there was nobody owning that island, so I spent there for a while and I came back. But Sharon doesn't know, so don't tell Sharon. I'm coming to Birmingham. I'm coming to watch the old neighborhood sometime soon, so. Yeah, he donated to Clinton as well. But okay. Let's end the stream. Everybody make a prediction of a politician or a celebrity that's not going to be on the Epstein files that's going to be released next Friday. This is my hope and this is my wish. I'm going to make a prediction that Bernie Sanders is not going to be on the Epstein files. the house Ossie grew up in is like a stone's throw from where I grew up. Do you think World War III will happen? At some point, 100%. If it's not now, hopefully, it's gonna be the resource wars at some point.